Good plays, bad plays. Capturing the fall. OniviaLPLhighlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. OniviaLPLhighlights keep the fire alive.
And Jue hadn't been fast to the roam, it could have been pretty ugly indeed, and you can see that's exactly why Jackie and Mako were so aggressive stepping forward. Speaking of which, a flash on in from Jue with Jackie very low, gets to Arcane Shift away, but Tien's still here, means that the stun on Jue makes him a very squishy target. Can't quite get the kill with the takedown. 369 on a 1v2 top side. First blood still to Xiaoshu.
Xiaoshu gets the kill against Grub spawning, so Vikla level 6 needs to be a little bit careful. If he takes too hard of a trade, won't be able to contest. Mako jumping forwards.
Nice crash down. Jue will get the double shattering strike, but some damage is still pretty good, and Tien can look for the spear! Oh, it's too easy. She's waddling around.
Hasn't been able to massively out-farm Xiaohao so far. Xiaohao's been doing well at maintaining that. Xiaohao is off vision, does have ult. 369 can get CC'd.
Oh, they missed the Q with the flail, sorry. Didn't quite land it properly. Still gonna get the permafrost. Can potentially go towards the death one, but it's not gonna matter. And Xiaohao gets the kill.
And I think he does end up landing the flail, even though he's getting dragged.
You've got set up for the Sejuani, and we saw it all of last year for OMG. If you can double up with a melee champion, you can do things like this. It gets even easier at level 6, because you can just lock people down forever and ever. Towards the Warmog, so actual armor stacking. Take a little moment, so if the Eclipse and the Aftershock ever wear out in opportune moments.
The early game for me so far.
Yeah, and that's, again, after things got a bit tricky. Vikla does get the Q.
Arrow.
The arrow comes down, lands onto Mako. That could be pretty good. Solid combo afterwards. The CC is foul. I don't care how tanky you are. The Q3 misses, though, alongside the Glacial Prison. It's all well and good if you can hit your abilities. Flash away keeps him alive for now, but now top Esports can maybe look to turn around. Creamo and Valkyrie forwards, though, meaning that he could maybe be going out of date a little bit faster and cannot get the kill. Vikla gets the soul and bound, and the shield is ridiculous. He finally falls, but it's still a 2-for-1, and that's where we're at, and missing a few skill shots. It is going to be the 5v5.
Okay, so here comes Xiaoshu, has the flash, has himself the Ixtal's impact, and the Herald's going down.
Gonna go down, stolen by the Nidalee. Tien gets on in there. After there comes the Fate Sealed into the Q3 is solid onto Jackie, but to back away. The damage is huge, now 369. Can pull people into the death realm, trying to get away. It will be a 1-for-1 for now. The damage afterwards, pretty cool to Xiaohao to back away. Big damage back though as Vikla gets a huge Q3, and the follow-up from Asumu can begin to auto all the world on 30,000 arrows, and down goes the entirety of top Esports.
Assume dies to a final javelin. Oh man, and yes, someone's pointed out, yeah, it was a 3-for-5 overall.
Yes.
Folks, it was messy. Respawns come in quite easily. When I'm looking at this,
but it's still been finding a little bit more violence on our screens. Two members top. Assume going to throw up the arrow to try and help contest this one. Follow that one. Lands onto Tien. Potentially pretty valuable here. They get the crash down afterwards into the Impale. But Tien in a difficult spot. Magnustorm after is good. They will kill the Nidalee. But the damage afterwards is huge. As Corki lands another rocket, and they'll get the turret, and 369 survives.
Tien somehow takes tower aggro, dies, and he's going to be losing a bit of that 23 KDA from his previous game on the Nidalee, but still, one fight in that top side, it's a tower taken. They lose the mid lane outer turret, though, and they do take one loss on the top within the LPL. How insane is that? What a moment to celebrate a legendary player of the world.
It's not going to be miles off 10,000 at some point. Vikla in danger here, and Mako's not there, but the team will be celebrating for him by getting a kill in the top lane.
Ah, Vikla just loses control of what's happening on the top. Gold. Some tower gold as well, so he's kind of got himself to a similar build as the Ezreal, but just there a little bit earlier. Top lane turret has fallen. Baron has spawned. 369. Protobelt ult them, and then try and use the extra mobility that the Protobelt gives you to get on top of one of these squishy targets, but you don't have as much HP as you would do otherwise.
Ooh, big chunk onto 369. It's taken about half HP. Before a fight can begin, does have the ability to come back in with a teleport. Dragon secured by top Esports all the while that trade was happening, though. Xiaoshu does get dragged into, I think, was that the death? Oh, I didn't quite see. No, it was not. Just misheard a sound key. And instead, they'll back away, having secured the dragon and not lost a member.
Mako still has ult, has flash, so does 369, so you got to be careful of both of them. But now we have to teleport towards top side. Vikla's getting to recall, will regen to full and join his team.
Tien now a known quantity, down to about half HP. This will be the fight on incoming. Mako misses the Zenith blade, and Jue into the backline, into the Impale on many members. They'll come flying on through, claiming 2 jungle down, but the follow-up damage can be pretty big. The rocket belt goes on down, and the darkness is rising. Cream throwing rocket after rocket after rocket. Xiaoshu misses his rocket. His boulder. I apologize. His cream goes over the wall. The damage back is just too much. And the extended damage and the Baron secured by Cream's Phos Bomb. They get a couple and it just doesn't matter.
No, Xiaohao gets the Baron, but at what cost? It's going to be Top Esports walking away with the kills, with everything, but Xiaohao, he'll die as well. It is an absolute disaster around the Baron pit. Rare Atom, they all in. They think they find themselves the moment where they've got the kills, but they have somebody else for it. That Cream and Jackulov get to keep walking forwards. Cream on this build, the great thing about Corki is that you get more rocket cooldown, the more champion autos you get. You get so many rockets in this fight too.
Just the Baron additional damage in the and the resist shred means that they just lose so much HP in the back end of this. And they're going to get at least his tier 2 here. So they did get Baron, so it does spare some of the blushes. And they'll claim a couple tier 2s, which is very valuable still.
Top Esports. They've been pushed in the early game by LNG recently and then by RA again here. Ult coming through, hits.
Ooh, big chunk then on to some more. 369 rolling a 3. Doesn't get much opportunity to roll anything else, honestly.
Yeah, he's rolling in his grave currently. 40 seconds down, Rare. They still have the one Baron buff. They can keep pushing in.
And apparently they're still going to get huge value out of this. The fight at Baron, not really phasing them here as the shove comes on through. They will expose the inhibitor. Won't get too much more as Jackulov. Just get a chunk onto Assume though, and that puts him in a very precarious position. It's pretty valuable in and of itself outside of gold values.
We're getting to the point now where 369 is about to get a Randuin's on top of everything else. Once he gets that, maybe the conversation changes. I think he's still going to get blowed up pretty. Can very much help with that one. You know, funnily enough, this was a conversation which a lot of people had about Mordekaiser back in 2020. Well, he might be going back into history again.
Huge chunk on a 369 who can summon someone towards the Death Realm and does get a big indestructible proc to bring his HP back to a nominal high point. Not much more Vikler can do. Big Magnet Storm afterwards does a lot more work. Those Cream will Valkyrie through, but the Permafrost is there, and the QSS was a little early. Means he doesn't actually immune all the CC he's hoping for. Mako low, will Zenith Blade towards his doom, and a tier 2 goes falling on down.
Yeah, but Jackulov's full HP, has Cleanse, has Flash. I think he can still keep fighting here. Assume, I don't think he can stay.
Gonna step on forwards, need to be a little bit aware of the slows. And body blocked by Xiaohao.
Closing out fights efficiently enough. Assume, another great arrow from him. I think he's had fantastic accuracy onto 369. Problem is, he does have a lot more armor now, and you can see that he even survives through to this. Has a full... I think this gets to be a very, very difficult position. And it's hard to get through the front line at this point. You do have a Warden's Mail on Mako. 369's tanky too. You can't kill them very easily. The arrow lands, but that's just not the target you want.
Xiaohao taken pretty low, but into the back line goes Vikler, who's tanky, but not that tanky. Now Xiaohao in danger. Does not get the opportunity to regen with his Warmogs and goes down.
And just as we saw, just as we said from the draft, you're blocking in full AD. If you don't smash early game, these tanks are going to be unkillable. The Leona is a tank. I don't care that they haven't built steel caps. The Eclipse is enough. Full AD into that is so painful. Top Esports, they buy enough time with the ultimate.
The Ashe as well has gone towards a little bit more of that kind of selfish kiting build with a Bloodthirster and a Phantom Dancer. There's no Lord Doms there. There's no actual, like, solid...
Top Esports continuing to walk up. They are so strong at this point, even if the gold is not completely out of whack. Soul would be the game ender, I think.
Xiaoshu, known quantity again. Mako warding to try and stop this one out. So will be a big deal. Jackulov immediately cleanses the Glacial Presence. Xiaoshu to the backline. Dragon still secured. Does get the Impale, but it's only onto 369. Mako finally falls, surely. It's a decent fate sealed into the backline, but there's no real follow. Cream down to about half HP from it. 369 coming out of the death with a massive obliterate. And the darkness rises once more. And it turns out that sometimes the villains just win.
And it is so hard for Rare Atom to kill off the carries. It's been a valiant effort, but Rare Atom will be left wanting. And they'll be left trying for a Game 2 victory.
It was looking like if they could keep up the CC chains and keep attacking those tier 2s, Rare Atom could be in a brilliant spot. But no, 4 items on Cream, a little bit of armor on Mako, and suddenly all the worries, all the concerns begin to rear their heads. A Hex Soul and a Baron are the crown jewels on top of everything else as Tien will pounce on top of the Sejuani. It'll be bacon for breakfast and a Game 1 victory today towards Top Esports.
Mako dropped the ward, which ended up sealing one of the parts of that game. They make sure they just highlight Mako as well. 9,000 LPL assists.
Good plays, bad plays. Capturing the thrall. Onivia's highlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. Onivia's highlights keep fighting.
That's it. But this is still a level 3 Shin Sao. Xiaohao trying to impact the early game again.
Red buff and ignite, and then level 4 now for Xiaoshu could get very scary. Xiaohao trying to buy some take. The W gets on, but no one's taken turret aggro, and that means the W means nothing. A flash away, and beautifully, much like. We'll hold on to that as the W does come on through. And the Q3 available, and Tien over the wall can definitely look to jump on Xiaoshu, who doesn't have an ignite, does have a flash, manages to get some distance away, but the ward goes down. Flashes on him with the burning coming on down. Might be able to back away, but a flash and a Q3 should secure the kill. No, it goes wide. Oh my, it misses the Electro Harpoon. That could put Xiaoshu in a difficult position. Q lands again. Another Electro Harpoon. There is the tunnel. A knock up afterwards, and it's just not far enough for Xiaoshu to run.
Oh, Tien still had the flash. He was dead to rights. It was just how much damage you could do. But I don't know, Sam. I don't play Elden Ring. I'm gonna have to trust you on that one.
Yeah,
all I've seen is let me solo her. The dude with a jar on his head doing monstrous things in boss fights.
So you know that they've actually done. Actually, we'll have to hold on to that.
Let me solo assume.
Yeah, I don't think it's a solo. It's a 2v1. That is absolutely not the way that works. And they've got a few more items. I think he does. It's Cream in mid lane, also in a 1vx, and falls apart in that one.
Alright, Rare Atom really want this Herald. It would be a way to break up in mid lane versus the Ash Barrels, who are so oppressive. Speaking of oppressive, Jackal have continued to be so, firing out those arrows onto key targets again. RA need to get out of this choke point. It's so dangerous.
Some cleanses, and that means that one's not fantastic. 369 rooted up, but he's not exactly taking any damage from that CC afterwards. In goes Xiaohao into the Crescent Guard, and that's the combo that they're looking for. Calling the coordinates, and the artillery strikes come flying on down. A 2-for-1 right now. The fight afterwards, pretty ugly to follow, as they'll get some more damage onto Cream, who goes down as well. 369, tanky, fourth shot will secure another, and it will still be currently that 4 for the side of RA, and they cannot secure Mako at the end of it. Exactly what Rare Atom are going to need to do time and time again. Get the initial engage, and then throw down all of the artillery from their various backline members where and when they can.
However, on the other side of childhood, Cream, yeah, he's returned to the soil, to the seeds, and he gets himself really a much less impactful game. Joy on the flank angle, though.
Have the Cassandra coming on down, but so is the Rumble. So 369 and Xiaoshu here to play. Herald comes flying on through, as does the arrow. This one goes wide. Dway, a known quantity, going to go for the engage! Gets 2! Huge moments, the flash is coming on through, but they cannot get as much damage back as they were wanting. Mako still dies. That one sucks a little bit for him, but now the follow-up could be pretty good. Cream in the middle of some spiraling despair. 369 flashes on out. The Chains of Corruption land, and Vikla taken pretty low, but not down. Get the 1 kill, but nothing
Always
more.
the great follow-up. The last Herald fight didn't manage to get themselves the Herald after the 1-5. After this, they don't get themselves a big mid lane turret either. And yes, they do end up killing Mako, but they don't really get that much after it.
No, towards the top lane we go. Oh, Xiaoshu, that's not a fantastic equalizer, and I think it's more of a subtraction right now, namely of his health bar.
However, this does leave open that mid lane turret, which we said was important to top esports. So top esports, they break up in top lane, but they lose themselves that really important structure in the mid lane. Given the fact that you only lose your Rumble on the side lane, I don't think this is a bad trade for Rare Atom.
I think we're mostly okay with it. Do we know who was donated the kill? I didn't quite catch it as arrow came flying on through.
For that one, Nash just do Death Cap here on a side lane.
Oh, wow.
Cream sticks in top lane, gets himself an infinite amount of gold, but he's not here at the
Pop
play.
it. Not yet on either of those spell shields. Dway on a good flank again.
Yes, he does have no flash though, makes it much harder. 369 holding the door closed, can use his footwork. Yes, he does. Cream, look at the damage from that. Just 2 autos onto Assume. Take a third of his
ability
HP.
to retreat out of the pit, somewhat limited for a number of their members. There comes the equalizer. Baron secured though, so the cool and unusual geography not working out that badly so far. They'll lose the Ash early on. 369 goes all out, but it only drags him into the pit because just footwork over it towards a teammate.
Xiaohao keeps going.
Gonna try and get down the Crescent Guard. That will deny some people Tian. Now a known quantity over the wall by those Krugs. 369 avoids the 4th shot with another footwork. And the Severing Bolt comes on through.
Completely fine from the next fight. Tian spotted. He's gone too far now.
He has a little bit, and the Deadly Flourish afterwards will be pretty good. Remember this Jin at this point, it's 2.5 items, can still do quite a lot of work. They'll get another member. 369 has come on in, but that means he's now in a 3v2. Jackie loses Spell Shield, needs to back away. Remember, he has no flash. Teleported in to be a part of this as Cream has also joined. Backs away from that devastating fire, and the Grim Visage will force Jackie Love to back away.
So surprised that Cream couldn't find a big knock-up angle there. Go for the big sweep. He's so powerful. Cream, you could just end the game right now.
Gonna land onto Vikla. That's huge! Game's gonna just get blown wide open as the retreat from Rare Atom is immediately punished. And Mako lands the arrow. You know what that means? Check the power levels. He's over 9,000 assists.
We finally get it. Mako hitting himself a huge milestone in his LPL career in this series. In Game 1, he hit over 9,000 career assists, and he hits another arrow to keep that checking ever forward.
Oh,
Top
my
Esports,
days.
it hasn't been an explosive game where the game just ends up going from team fight to team fight, but they've been disciplined, they've been calm. Visit that dragon just yet. So much damage on towers from Cream and the extended members. I mean, what do you do here as Rare Atom?
On-screen skirmishing has been solid, but you just look at the wider map state, it's been so hard, and then you start to see stuff like this as the gold lead really begins to rear its head. That's your engage.
Robin of Loxley hits that arrow beyond Jway. Manages to get Xiaohao down. Dragon's going to go down as well after they've taken no prisoners.
Towards another inhibitor turret they go. Assume at this point can throw down some CC, but it is looking mighty.
I think at this point, that choice has been taken away from 3 lanes of push. Tien can do this, and it's another snipe!
Oh no! All the world on one arrow. Most likely another assist for Mako. Xiaohao throw down the crescent guard, but we've talked about pear-shaped, and that crescent is being broken to something a little less perfectly circular. To relearn pie a little bit later, because it feels like TES Esports have been able to eat all the pie they want. They are greedily fed, especially in the mid lane. A 6k individual lead. Cream finds another shuffle. They'll get a few more kills, and they'll end the game in pretty dominant fashion. 2-0 for them and Rare Atom. Oh, Rare Atom, they are now going to be holding their hands and praying to whatever deity they please, because